Hey there, friends. If you're here, then you are up for joining me on a new musical journey as I enter the world of Six. Six is what won the poll for what I should cover next, so here we are. I just want to say a couple things up front. Same kind of thing I did for Come From Away, and I feel like I should do that when I start a new musical, only because I know that hopefully people who watch it are fans of the musical, and so I kind of want to share where I'm coming from before we kind of enter this world. I know I've definitely heard clips of some of the songs. My sister loves the show, and we actually almost saw it live a couple years ago. It didn't end up happening, but I know she adores it. I know it's very short. That threw me, because I kept trying to find a good copy of it, and I was just like, this can't be the whole thing, but I guess it's very short. I know it's meant to be like a concert. I know that it's about the wives of Henry VIII, which I know very little about. I did take history class, but I feel like some friends I have know all about it from history class. And they just took like Norman, it's not like they were history majors. But I don't know. The school I went to, we definitely had, like, if I'm remembering right, this is from forever ago, I am old. Like 9th grade was state history, 10th grade was, I think, world history. 11th was, I believe, European history. I might be flipping those. And 12th was US history. I think that's right. I might be flipping a couple years. But we really didn't. We're like, yeah, there were kings. Let's talk about world wars. They were very into talking about the world wars and didn't talk a ton about, we didn't get into the politics of English kings and all their wives. So I am very clueless. I'm really not going to know a lot of references. I apologize. That doesn't mean you shouldn't share them with me in the comments, because I'm trash about replying. I get nervous, but I do read everyone's comments, and especially like Come From Away, because we're sharing all those interesting details that I didn't know about, whether you were from Canada, you can show me some insight, or just have been fans of the show for a long time and showed a lot of insight. That's really cool to me. So, like, if you just share random facts, like history facts you think make the show more interesting in the comments, I will read them all. And I will enjoy them, because I like hearing stuff like that. I also know that in this, the queens are based on pop singers. I don't know which ones. I was thinking of looking it up, but I think I actually want to watch the first, like, the first number and then kind of try to guess. Excuse me. I don't know if they're just meant to be like visual cues, or if it's partially based on like the way their songs sound. I'll be honest, I'm not a pop music fan. I think the only pop album I've ever owned is like Spice Girls when I was younger. I mean, like, if it was pop punk, like if they were referencing like Good Charlotte, I would know from my pop punk days. But I'm really not a pop music fan, so it does make me nervous of like, oh, I hope I enjoy these songs, or at the very least can get kind of into them. Part of the reason I am doing this particular cast, which I'm doing the Broadway cast, they have a decent slime tutorial. My sister loves it, and I'm partially doing it because she loves it so much. I've heard that they give really good performances, not necessarily just vocal, but like emotional performances, which I always like watching. I know that there is a pro shot coming out with the original cast. I debated on waiting and watching that, but with my fear that I might not necessarily want to watch this musical twice. Maybe I will. I'm thrilled to be incorrect. But if I just like it and don't necessarily maybe want to watch it all again, I wanted to do this cast for sure. Whereas like with Hadestown, I'm waiting for the pro shot, because I've heard a handful of songs from Hadestown, not necessarily the Broadway version, but I know Hadestown, the other versions. And I know I really want to watch a lot of versions of it. So I kind of want to give the Broadway version like first crack at it. I want to watch them first, as opposed to comparing them with maybe some other performers that do it later that I might like more, if that all makes sense. So anyway, all that to say, that's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm not doing the pro shot. Now, if I do end up liking the show, or if people are just interested in my thoughts, I might do like a small comparison video later when the pro shot does come out. I'm happy to do that. But yeah, here I go. I know I'm sure I've probably heard more clips than I even know of from like TikTok and stuff. But without further ado, let's get into Six, the very, very short musical. Though I am kind of curious, given how short Six is, I could look this up myself, but I'm curious. What are prices like for their tickets? Do they cost the same amount? I know you get kind of dicey if you really get into charging by the minute of a show, but I feel like with how short, at least the version I've seen, not in here, hopefully I'm watching the full show, short is, I feel like it should cost a little less, right? Is that crazy? I don't know. That's even kind of short for some concerts I've seen. I saw Paul McCartney, he played for like 2 hours.
Divorced, beheaded, survived. New York City, listen up, let me tell you a story that you think you've heard before. You know our names and our fame and our faces, all about the glories and the disgraces. I died 'cause all this was one word in a stupid rhyme. Up a pen and a microphone. History's about to get overthrown. Divorce, beheaded, died.
They have, I point out, and they've done that for a few musicals that I've watched on here. Band on the Stage. We love I love Band on the Stage. I also like the scaffolding here where the lights are coming out of. They look cathedral-like, which is a very cool little touch because I don't think there are any sets on this show. Second musical in a row I've done with no sets. I'll have to just, at some point, I'll have to cover something really elaborate and really crazy. But no, I don't mind a minimalist set. I feel like everything about this show, it would be very fun to watch it in a place like the Hollywood Bowl. Because it's meant to be a concert, to see it in like an amphitheater, I feel like would be so fun. Have they done that yet? I've seen, they've done like musical, or Disney musicals there, and I saw Rent once, at the Hollywood Bowl, when Neil Patrick Harris, I think, was directing it. That Skylar Astin and Wade Brady in it. It wasn't bad. I have issues with Rent, but that was a nice version. But this would be really fun, I feel like, to see it in a big theater, like it's kind of begging you to.
Divorced, beheaded, survived. But just for you tonight, we're divorced, beheaded, live. To the show, to the history mix, pushing up the flow as we add the remix. Everybody knows that we used to be 6 wives. Raising our love till we hit the ceiling. Get ready for the truth.
We're seeing how the lighting is so much different than any show I've covered on here before, because so far it's being lit like a concert. It's a lot more spotlights, constantly moving, all the like flashing lights, things like that. And much like in Come From Away, the last one, where it's they're breaking the fourth wall to tell us this story. This even more so is them kind of telling us something. Playing green sleeves, that's kind of fun. I like that. Or like they have little holders for their microphones. Love that too. That's a really nice touch. I like that they have microphones instead of just because it's a concert. They could have done like the headset things, but I think it's fun that they're holding a mic. You can be a little bit more dramatic holding a mic. But I like they have these little like themed. That's very cute. I kind of both love and hate their costumes in a lot of ways. They look like they're made out of, what's it called? Hold on, I have to go find what I'm thinking of. Hand to Future Me, put a picture of the thing I'm talking about. Some of their sleeves, they're meant to be kind of like, look sort of like a throwback, but also look modern, but also look like no clothes anyone would wear, because it's very like fashion, runway, concert thing. So it's all meant to look anachronistic. But some of their sleeves look kind of like those little rainbow twirler toys that you like, that picture here, they move up and down. I think famously Ryan Gosling was disturbed by one in an interview. But that's what their sleeves look like, and it's weird.
Tonight we're gonna do ourselves justice, 'cause we're taking you to court. Every Tudor rose has its thorns, and you're a mine in consort. Divorce.
Tudor Rose line's cute.
Just for you tonight. We're divorced, beheaded, live. To the show, to the history, switching up the flow as we had the prefix. Everybody knows that we used to be six wives. Dancing through the night till the break of daylight. We're gonna start again like it's the Renaissance. Everybody knows that we used to be six wives, but now we're ex-wives.
I love that they all look like all their costumes came from the same place. Like clearly it's all the same style, but all of them have very distinct silhouettes. I think that's really great. They've got obviously their color coding, but like all their crowns are slightly different. Some of them aren't even crowns, some of them are like, the ponytail thing. Their skirts are all just a little bit different. I think that's very there's a really cool talent in being able to make everything look like it's immediately from the same place, but also if you just saw a darker version of the silhouettes, if you knew the show, you could pick out which one was which.
My name's Catherine, a paragon. Was married 24 years. I'm a paragon of royalty. My loyalty's to the Vatican. So if you try to dump me, you won't try that again.
Her being the original queen, I like that her crown looks the most traditionally like a crown. That's kind of fun. Let's play the game of can I guess what pop star each one is. I would assume she's meant to be maybe like kind of a Beyonce type. Like most Beyonce songs I know are like Destiny's Child. I'm gonna sound very silly in this guessing game.
I'm that Boleyn girl, and I'm up next. See, I'm from England from the church. Yeah, I'm that sexy. Why did I lose my head? Well, my sleeves may be green, but my lipstick's red.
She's cute. I've seen clips of her before. I've seen clips of the UK version as well. She's very flirty. I'm guessing maybe like a UK pop star. I don't know.
James Seymour, the only one he truly loved. When my son was newly born, I died, but I'm not what I seem, or am I? Stick around and you'll suddenly see more.
I love her outfit. I'm assuming Adele. Beautiful.
Divorce.
It's been an earthquake. When he saw my portrait, he was like, no, I didn't look as good as I did my pick. Funny how we all discussed that, but never Henry's lip.
I'm gonna assume Nicki Minaj, could be wrong.
Bring up your ears to the Catherine who lost her head. No, my promiscuity outside of weather. Lock up your husband, lock up your sons. Hey, how it is here, the fun begun.
Based just on the high ponytail, I'm assuming Ariana Grande, because she's the one that wears that, right? I think she is. Or used to. I don't think she does anymore. I don't know. People have mentioned this a million times. I do love the touch of the beheaded ones wearing the choker. It's very simple, but it's great.
Lie down, I'm the final
And the one who just died naturally wearing white, of course, the angelic color.
I saw him to the end of his life.
Look at their faces, just kind of looking at her like this bitch that she got to live. I do adore her hair. I'm a sucker for that. She looks gorgeous.
I saw him to the end of his life. I'm the survivor, Catherine Parr. I bet you wanna know how I got this far. Said I bet you wanna know
I don't know who that's supposed to be. I don't know enough.
how I got this far. Do you wanna know how we got this far? Switching up the flow as we had the prefix. Everybody knows that we used to be six wives. Be up, get this party buzzing. Wanna please me? Well, there's half a dozen. Everybody knows that we used to be six wives.
great opening number. I feel like it really is. It kind of. I like when a show, when their first number is like, hey, if you're not bought in by the end of this song, you should probably just head home. Like, they don't bury the lead. They're like, here's how it is. It's kind of silly. It's not taking itself very seriously. There's some cut lines that were a little bit cringy, but it's like all in good fun kind of thing. But it's also like, if you can't handle this kind of goofy stuff, like why you got unfriended, you should probably just go. It's establishing, like, you know, and for one night only or live, this thing of like the conceit of, hey, guess what? It's for one special concert night. You're watching these girls tell their story. And like, we're probably not going to be very historically accurate, but we're going to be based on feelings, and that's okay. It's pop music. That's how it should be. Let me, for fun, go find out who they are meant to be. I don't think it's very strict, but like, we're inspired by either visually or song-wise. We'll see. But see if I got any of them right, I'm gonna be pretty proud. Okay, let's see. Catherine of Aragon. Hey, Beyonce. Yeah, right. Jennifer Hudson. Rock on. Is she a pop singer? She's just an actress. Anne Boleyn. I don't see Avril Lavigne at all. Granted, I only, when I think of Avril Lavigne, I just think of Complicated. I think of just dark eyeshadow and like arm warmers. Lily Allen. She sang, I do know her. She is, okay, she's a UK pop star. Does that count as me being right? She sang Smile, which I know, and I love her dad. Her dad is Keith Allen, who is an actor, and I love him because, unlike the most inaccurate version of Robin Hood, which I used to adore, BBC Robin Hood, with Richard Armitage, this guy of Gisborne, he was the sheriff. I adored that mess of a show. My friends and I were so obsessed with that version of Robin Hood back in the day. Oh my god. Jane Seymour, Adele, okay, got that. And also Sia and Celine Dion, sure. And if please, I got Nicki Minaj right. I actually did okay. Catherine Howard, Ariana Grande, Catherine Parr, okay. Alicia Keys, which I didn't see, and I don't know. Emily Sande. I do not know who that is. Sorry. I know who Alicia Keys is. That was my sister's first concert she ever went to, was Alicia Keys. My first concert I ever went to was Weird Al. So that shows the differences between my sister and me.
We are six. Welcome to our divorced but ended live tour. New York, we got a whole lot in store for you tonight.
That's right, girl. We've got the wrist to ruffle your ruffs.
Shimmies to shake up those shimmies.
It was kind of fun to be able to, if you're someone who's used to playing, like, being a Broadway performer, to be able to just be like, how's everyone doing? Just fully break it.
A whole lot of history.
Or as we like to call it, herstory. Obviously, you know who we are.
Please, no portrait.
But let's give it up for our ladies in waiting.
The band's called Ladies in Waiting. That's cute.
That's
cute.
Betsy on the bass.
Coming up next, we got Joan.
And the beat's so sick.
Oh, it is an all-female band. I love that. I also love that they are dressed as well like them, just covered in spikes. But I like that they're dressed themed as well.
Now if you count, it's not me. So you came here tonight to party
I love when they can introduce the band too. That's very cool.
with us, old school.
Really, really old school. We're not gonna have fun. We have a serious score to settle. Cause you see, New York, the problem is there's 6 of us. And we know you've all got your favorite.
Yes, everybody always wants to know who's the most important wife.
And they've been arguing about it for centuries.
We've heard it all. Who lasts the longest, was the strongest?
The biggest sinner is odds the winner. No one the Sundays ever won.
Who was most chased shall be first place.
The most inglorious is victorious. The winning contestant was the most protestant.
I mean, I'll be honest, I only knew one of their names, and that was Anne Boleyn. I've seen the other Boleyn girl once. That's about it. Doesn't mean she's the most important, but, you know, controversy. It's easy to remember, I guess.
Protestant.
But tonight, we're going to answer your questions once and for all.
Tell you what you want, what you really, really want. That's right. We're here to help you figure out which one of us is
The queen of the castle.
the rose among the thorns, the Thomas Cromwell amongst the royal ministers between 1532 and 1540.
But how the purgatory are they going to choose their leading lady?
Well, hold up. If this is going to be a fair competition,
Also, it actually does have a plot. I didn't think it had a plot. I just thought it was just all them singing songs. Alright, so who's the best or who was the most fucked over? I love the little bee. That's cute. But I also like that her neck cuff is like still kind of bedazzled a little bit. Like from the bits I know of her, she liked fancy things. It's kind of funny that she would have, even if it's showing that she was beheaded, it would still have like pearls on it. I think that's cute. And if I roll my eyes at some of the lines, I struggle with puns and corny jokes. I just don't, they make me mad. Not seriously mad. I'm trying to enter my brain as like, I'm at Ren Fair, and this is how it is. Because I love Ren Fairs, and a lot of them have very kind of corny, silly stuff like that. So I'm just kind of trying to enter a Ren Fair perspective right now.
they're going to have to judge us by the one thing we have in common.
The queen to take the crown should be the one who had the biggest, the firmest, the fullest.
Load of BS to deal with from the man who put a ring on it.
I love the earrings for her. That's cute.
A little contest for you. And the rules are simple.
The queen who was dealt the worst hand.
The queen with the most hardships to withstand.
The queen for whom it didn't really go as planned.
Shall be the one to lead the band. So what do you think?
Well, it's probably not her. And I think while she died, she was treated pretty well by him from the bits I can recall. So I imagine it's one of you four.
To the coronation, who will take the crown, be the pop sensation. Everybody knows who he is to be 6'1".
You know, I'm being unfair. I do actually know. I know a little bit about some of them. I don't know anything about the one who was the last one. I know Anne Boleyn contributed to the starting of the Church of England. I know that the first Catherine was really religious, and I think from Spain. I know that Jane Seymour had a son, which was a huge deal because he really needed sons. I don't think that kid lived very long, hence Queen Elizabeth, which I think is Anne's kid. I know. Oh god, it's like I'm remembering bits of information I've gotten mostly from like movies over the years. I don't know anything about divorced back there, second divorced. And I know from the bits I know about the second Catherine, she should win. Unless something horrific happens to Miss Well, granted, no, she should win. Anyway.
Only one you need to hear from tonight, New York.
I'm about to win this competition.
Give me a beat.
Since the day I arrived in England, let's just say my faith has been tested on more than one occasion.
First things first, I'm shipped over from Spain on the night of my sweet 16th to marry some prince called Arthur.
And I'm like, okay. Then Arthur dies, so naturally I'm in prison for 7 years.
Really help with the grieving process, you know?
Still, I'm like, okay.
Oh, but thank God, they rescued me just in time to marry Prince Henry, my dead husband's brother. Okay, so I'm thinking, bit weird. But back in the summer of 09, let me tell you, he was, alright. So 7 years later, we're still trying for an heir. He's trying really hard. And I'm like, ugh, okay. Then he starts coming home late. I was just out with my ministers. But there's lipstick on his ruff. And I'm like, okay. So they must want all our marriage. Move some side chickens to one palace and move me into a convent. Now. I don't think I look that good in a wimple. So I'm like,
No way.
I loved that. I love the way that it's like her describing her life up to that point, the bullshit she went through. It's showing how women in that time, in that position, were just kind of meant to be like, we just throw you around until like you hear this guy. No, that didn't work out. Stay here. This guy, like, you're just such a chess piece, and that's all you are. You're lucky enough to be a chess piece, which, like, you know, you're rich enough, your family's rich enough to be a chess piece. And the constant variation of okay was cute. It shows, like, first of all, that it's just like, that's all you can do. You can just keep saying okay. But you can see that building rage, and then she's clearly a strong enough person to change it to no. But they had kids, didn't they? I'm like I thought they had kids, which how do you annul a marriage if you got hella kids? Just not a guy, which is the important bit. Well, how you annul it is you start your own church. How you annul it is you are the king and you make something up.
You must agree to baby, and all the time I've been by your side. I've never lost control, no matter how many times I knew you lied. Had my golden rule, gotta keep my cool, yeah, baby. Even though you've had your fun running around with some pretty young thing, and even though you've had one son with someone who don't own the wedding ring, no matter what it hurt, I didn't say a word, no, baby. Like every single day. But now it's time to shh and listen when I say.
That's cute, using the fact that she, you know, I guess they don't curse in the show, the censoring of shit to then match with the shut the fuck up. I like that quite a bit. I also love the way I'm curious on how the choreography works for all of them, but I like the way she moves because she seems very, like, intense and, like, headstrong. Clearly, I mean, like, I think they were married I kept saying I don't know anything. I know little bits. I know that, I don't know if this was the longest marriage, but they were married for a while. I think, like, I'm probably very wrong. I think at least, like, over 10 years, if not over 20 years. Like, they were married for a long time. And it's that thing of just, like, you're married to this guy, dealing with this guy who sucks, who's constantly cheating on you, for that long, producing children for him, but not the right children, and for not only for him to be like, hey, I'm done with you, but like, hey, you're not queen. And it's like, I've been queen this whole time. For him to be able to try to take that from you, like, yeah, you're gonna be pissed. And so she moves with this kind of very precise movements in the way that she dances that have this built-in kind of righteous anger to them, which is kind of fun. So far, this song is very catchy. And I also like that the other, even though this is a competition, that they all work as her backup singers. They're very fun.
You must think I'm crazy. You wanna replace me, baby. There's no way. If you think for a moment I'm rich and unknown, just hold up there. No way.
I love even having her color be gold, like she was having her crown be the most stately crown-like. She's wearing the most, like, you know, her around her neck, or like all this gold. She is like the queen, like she is the original. Probably showing that maybe they were married the longest. Could I research these things? Yes, but why? I also like that between like the horns I was just hearing, and I forget what kind of drum that is. The drum they're using, it has kind of a Latin, like, flair to it, sort of but specifically like Latin pop, which I think is really cool because she is the queen from Spain, if I'm remembering right. No way. No way. No way. I dig it.
There's nowhere. So you read a Bible verse and I cursed 'cause I was your brother's wife. You say it's a pity 'cause quoting love it did us. I'm enough kitty lists on my life. When I gave birth to Mary.
Oh, don't remember?
You're just so full.
Daughters are so easy to forget. That's a lot. A couple of them have daughters, but also they are daughters that were easy to forget to history. This is pretty clever. I like this. This song is very good.
Must think that I'm naive. I won't back down, won't, and no, I'll never leave. You must think I'm crazy. You wanna replace me, baby. No way. If you thought it'd be funny to send me to a nunnery, honey, there's no
Really cross.
There's no way. Dance it out, world. Yeah!
I think this is the show this is the most dancing I've seen in a show I've covered so far. Could be wrong. I think so though.
You got me down to my knees, please.
Love that. Because they have these things here, they can kind of project whatever they want onto them. But the simple light cues of are really fun.
Tell me what you think I've done wrong. Been humble, been loyal, I've tried to swallow my pride all along. If you can just explain a single thing I've done to cause you pain, I'll go. No, you've got nothing to say. I'm not going away. There's no crazy. You wanna replace me, baby? No way. You make me your wife, so I'll be queen till the end. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way.
I love how intense she was the whole time. And just always come to that thing of like this. Love it. Of course, she does go, doesn't she? I mean, like, oops. Doesn't matter how determined you are. You're still a lady. They can still kind of check you out. But doesn't one of her kids become... This is where I don't know stuff. I think one of her kids becomes queen at some point. I was too curious, so I did look that up. Yeah, so one of her kids eventually became queen. Mary did. I didn't realize, yeah, I thought she had other kids, but no, I guess, like, she just suffered a lot of unsuccessful births. A lot of stillborns, and babies didn't make it out of being babies. That is very sad. But as a woman, that made you look like a failure. Because the world is a sad place. But we all knew who came after her. We got divorced. What's next?
Clearly I had the most to deal with from the king. And I hit that high C, so like, that is not my crown.
Oh, wait, hang on. Who was that other one?
I think you're thinking of me.
No, there was definitely like a really important one.
Still
I
me.
think she like overlapped with you.
No, yeah, the really famous and controversial one who people actually care about.
Yeah, you know, the one you've been waiting for.
The one.
No, is green like... Why is green associated with Anne? I know in the other Boleyn girl, I think she wears green. She at least wears green on the cover of the movie. Because, I know, like, I think... There was, like, a legend, I think, that, like, Green Sleeves was written for her, about her, but it wasn't... Like, it doesn't make sense when it comes to time. So it's not true, but... I don't know if there's any other reason of the association with green. I mean, I guess greed. If we want to get all that about it. She certainly did have a lot of demands. Which didn't go great for her.
The mystery.
The one who changed history. The one who changed history. The actress.
The one with the plan. The plan to steal the man.
And the one who chased the king. But hey, the prize for the swordsman swing. Well, she
parts of this song. This girl's adorable. Like, it's blind casting, and even then you still just don't see enough Asian performers, I feel like, on Broadway, unless it's like a specifically Asian show. So it's just cool she's doing it, but also she's just, some of the parts I've heard of the song are so cringy, but darn if she doesn't make it kind of likable anyway, with her energy.
Sorry. Grew up in the French court, we bonjour, life was a choice, so she set sail. 22 came straight to the UK, all the British dudes went epic fail. One of them facing politics, not my thing. But then I met the king, and soon my daddy said, you should try and get ahead. He wanted me, obviously kept messaging me like every day. Wouldn't be better than he sent me a letter, and who am I kidding? I was prêt à manger.
I also like that she's not like, because none of these women, like, that was, being like a stick was not the fashion then. Like, you looked like, no, you couldn't afford to eat. I like that she's not, I mean, she's gorgeous, she's thin, but like, she's not like actory, you know, I don't know if theater has the same standards, but like, this ridiculous thing. I think that she looks like a normal human being and is very, very cute. I love her energy. I also like that going back to the choreography and everything, the way she's performing it, a lot more kind of playful and sort of sporadic and fluid than the more precise movements of Catherine. It's just more of like a girl just kind of doing whatever, playing in the club, than it is like someone who's really fighting for something and pissed. You know, like, yeah, Catherine loves her title. If she loses her head, I love the whole daddy said you should try to get ahead. Doubles on the head, always fun. Doubles on the head, yeah.
Just saying hi. You're a nice guy. I'll think about it maybe. XO, baby. Here we go.
Kisses.
I didn't know I would move in with his missus.
What?
Yeah, why?
You're living with his wife?
Like, what was I meant to do? Sorry, not sorry about what I said. I'm just trying to have some fun. Don't worry, don't lose your head. I didn't mean to hurt anyone. LOL, say OL, or go to hell. I'm sorry, not sorry about what I said. Don't lose your head.
See, like, this had the kind of same thing that Catherine did. I thought it'd be a carryover, but everything else about that was just very kind of, it felt a lot younger, which she would have been a lot younger than Catherine, and very kind of cute.
In the bed and the little one said, you wanna be wet, make up your mind. Her or me, chum, don't wanna be some girl in a threesome. Are you blind? Don't be bitter, cause I'm fitter. Why hasn't it hit her? He doesn't wanna bang you. Somebody hang you.
I love her, like, still, like, you know, it's like, this is on, they're on tours, it's like, we've done this in rehearsals, I know I have to be, like, the backup person, but maybe she's saying it more, straight on in the imaginary rehearsals, so you just see her, like, trying to, I can do this, I have to sing, like, trying to carry on, and then just looking at the face, though, can't take it, as Anne's singing at her, it's like, this fucking bitch. I like that we're seeing that a little bit. I was curious on if there'd be play between the queens during their songs, since they all are the backup singers, but I like that moment there. That was very funny. Or the rest of them are all kind of singing and smiling and playing along, but she had to be like, yo, I need a fucking minute. Yeah, everything about the way she's singing this is very like, well, I don't know, I'm just kind of like the whole what was I meant to do of just like, it's all just a game. It's all, nothing means anything. We're all just having fun.
I didn't really mean it, but rumors spiral.
Wow, can't wait to make the country hate you.
Wait, what was I meant to do? Sorry, not sorry about what I said. I'm just trying to have some fun. Don't worry, don't lose your head. I didn't mean to hurt anyone.
That was cute, the loose thing, and then pushing your head forward, like back into place. Cute.
LOL, say OL, or go to hell. emotion set in motion. The COE, the rules were so outdated. Us two wanted to get X-rated.
Excommunicated.
Everybody chill, it's totes God's will.
I need to see someone else perform this because, like, I kind of hate these lyrics a little bit. It's on purpose. Like, they're exactly as they should be. I'm not, like, I get it, but I hate what it is. But she's just so fun that I can't hate it. And I'm trying to figure out if I had maybe heard someone else do it first, would I hate the song? Because this is actually kind of like, I would listen to this song again, 100%. Are they all fighting for the bouquet? That's funny.
Went down, Henry's out every night on the town, just sleeping around like, what the hell? If that's how it's gonna be, maybe I'll flirt with the guy or three just to make him jump. Henry finds out and he goes mental. He screams and shouts like, so judgmental. You got rich, bro! Just shut up! I wouldn't be such a if you can get it up.
Is that what you said?
And now he's going round like off with her head. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he needs it.
Seems it.
What was I meant to do?
What was she meant to do?
Like, what was I meant to do?
What was she meant to do?
What was I meant to do? What was she meant to do?
Like, for a second, they were going almost back into her little dance for the chorus. Like, oh, we know what part it is now that she's actually freaking out. But I like that they're backup singers, but also kind of doubling as, like, maybe women in court. That were like, oh my gosh, all the rumors and things like that. It's very cute.
That guy, seriously, he actually wants to chop my head off! I guess he just really liked my head.
That's some Ren Fair. I don't know, it probably sounds weird to people who have been to normal Ren Fairs that I constantly associate, like, naughtier jokes with Ren Fair. But I just used to always go to there's an area of the Ren Fair I I started going in my, like, late teens, that was all, like, R-rated Ren Fair songs, and so I'm just used to, like, constant sexual innuendo being associated with Ren Fairs. You know, thinking about the people she was compared to, like, the singers, I do that right there when the electric guitar kicked in. I do kind of get the Avril Lavigne. I also definitely get the Lily Allen inspiration there from the 3 Lily Allen songs I know. That's good enough. That's on purpose. But the snap spotlight on her, so it kind of like is her face cutting off her head. That's cute. Still smiling. I know, right? I am the one you know the most.
Die? Yeah, it was so extra. Yeah, now I'm Obs, the winner. I think I'll do another solo. So my next song is one I wrote about the moment when I found out Catherine of Aragon had tragically died. It's called Wearing Yellow to a Funeral. Hang on! Catherine was a massacre.
She was another turn over my dead body. Yeah, anyways, I'm pretty sure it's my turn next.
Also, you ain't the only one who got beheaded, so calm down. That's all from me for today, lovelies. I will see you in the next part. Like and subscribe. God, that sounded... No, I don't like saying that. That didn't sound good coming out of my mouth. I know it's what you say in outros. I didn't like it. Pieces, geeses. Hey friends, back with part 2 of 6. Part 2 of the musical 6. Not part 2 of 6 parts. This will be 6 parts. No. I did stop actually after, I didn't film a proper outro, but I did stop after the last song that was in part 1. Because honestly, as much as I want to just kind of film the musical all at once, I do kind of like having a first part out there, only because I can see how hard it's going to be for YouTube to let me post it. And also, I can kind of see people's reactions if there is anything people want me to know going in. Though honestly, maybe I should just post whatever musical I'm about to do and people can give me the information they want me to know ahead of time. I did do a little tiny baby bit of research before this part, only because I know like a little bit about the last couple queens, the majority of the queens, but I was afraid I was gonna like mix up which I knew about what, and I just wanted to learn a little bit, so I basically just looked at like some stats, like some really basic, like not even Wikipedia level information, only because like I want to go in here kind of blank. I want the show to make me care about this story, but what I also don't want to do is to misunderstand something, things like that. So I like, because it's, usually I wouldn't look up anything, because it is based on historical figures, I wanted to know a little bit, enough to get context, but not enough to argue if they're portraying something that maybe isn't totally accurate, because I do want to try to follow what they're showing me, if any of that makes sense. So I did look up that Henry and Catherine, number one Catherine, were married for like over 2 decades, which, man, if we're playing the game, which they're asking us to play, of who suffered the most, it's a fun toss-up. But I feel like, and I think I did the same thing, honestly, in the first one, of like, well, you know, if you lived, you kind of automatically don't win. But first Catherine, just because, like, to think about that, she lost so many kids, either like were stillborn or died like under a year or 2. You're with this man, first of all, you're betrothed to somebody else, you marry his brother, because that's how it works, and you do everything you're supposed to do, and you follow the rules, and you get everything taken from you, and that is just so insane that there is, like, yeah, she lived, but I don't know. I wonder if maybe, I don't know what this fandom is like, if this has a big fandom, but I feel like I was guilty of it as well. Maybe I was dismissing kind of her struggles a little bit because she lived. So anyway, we are now on to, I believe the last one we heard was Don't Lose Your Head, was Anne. So now we're on to Jane, our Adele stand-in. So yeah, let's go.
She was another jerk over my dead body!
Yeah, anyways, I'm pretty sure it's my turn next. You, Queen, please. Yeah, didn't you finally give him the son he so desperately wanted?
Yeah, like I had a daughter and then literally chopped the head off.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I was lucky. Okay.
But still, like, that is the crazy thing, is Anne, you could think, you know, this again, I don't know the details, so I'm kind of going based on a little bit that I know, and then kind of just extrapolating from how human beings work. And you could think that it's like, oh, whether it was love or lust, he said he fell in love with this other person, either because he'd just been married to Catherine for too long and wanted something new, he was a piece of shit, or it was the son thing. Whatever it was, he's just like, this person, he launched on to the next person. But once Anne dies, every other queen after that has to have that in their head of like, this is now transactional, and if I don't provide what he wants, being son, I could be the next one, either completely dishonored or beheaded. And that's so scary. Like, pregnancies back then were not exactly safe to begin with. Well, they did, one of the few things I read about Jane was that she was lady in waiting. She was a handmaid for Anne and maybe Catherine, which that's got to be wild too. It's like you're watching basically your boss. One gets like just is gone, the next one is beheaded, and then he kind of I guess looks at you and goes, "You'll do. How about this one?" And it's not like, what are you gonna say? No, like. No, but I mean that already. She's got so much emotion in her face.
I was really lucky. I was in love. I just had a beautiful baby. Henry was happy because thank God it was an Edward and not an Edwina. I was so excited for his first steps, his first words, for not getting a good night's sleep for the next 3 years. But I never got to see any of that.
Oh, I'm getting emotional. I don't know why. I should have done this when I was sleepy. I'm very tired. It's been a very stressful week at work, so like I'm on a hair trigger. I might cry over things I wouldn't normally cry over. I do love that the girl they have here, she's beautiful, but also looks a little bit more mature. I don't mean older. I do mean like more mature. Just everything about her feels more like a mom. And also, of course, the white. She, even though she didn't die a virgin, she died the sweet death of, the sad lady death of like, you had a child and then just slipped away. So she gets white. I'm curious if if the chain has a significance. Maybe someone could tell me. I don't know. But I think for the bit, again, the little teeny, like 3 paragraphs I read, she did seem to love him, and he seemed to love her, whether that was a genuine love or just a, hey, you gave me what I wanted, awesome. There was love there, it seemed, anyway.
You know, people say Henry was stone-hearted, uncaring, and I'm not sure that he was.
Yeah, actually, come to think of it, there was this one really cute time where I had a daughter and he chopped my head off.
That is weird when you're sitting there and you're looking at, obviously this was in a situation that she would have in reality, but like, all these people are trashing him for many valid reasons, and you have to be the person that goes like, yeah, and I'm not saying that didn't happen to you, I'm not saying that's not true, but I just have to acknowledge that I had these beautiful moments, and that's a hard thing to kind of reconcile, and I bet, lots of people have situations like that of like, someone who was maybe very dear to you then went and hurt someone, and you have to wrestle with both those images of like the person that you loved and the person that could do something terrible or something even not even that extreme, just something you just disagree with. It's hard.
Okay, look, I know.
I don't know why I didn't notice it on the others as much as hers for some reason. Maybe the color is just less distracting, but the way they're cut does almost look like they're made of like a stained glass corset. I've seen cosplayers do, and it's very cool. I love that.
That his times with the queens before me were hard, but they were also full of fire. He raged and stormed at them, and because they are both absolute badass monarchs, they raged and stormed right back. But I didn't do that. Instead, I stood by him like I was made of stone. I stood firm. No matter his flaws or his tempers, no matter my doubts or fears, I stayed there by his side. And that's not because I was scared or naive or weak. It's because I loved him.
Naive and scared. This even starts, I love that we've gotten 3 songs so far, and just started 3 songs of 3 queens, and even just the intro, they could not sound more different, but reflect the character. I feel like when you're making a musical, you can either have all the music kind of sound like it's in the same genre, or you can try to match the song to a certain type of song in a musical, like an I Want song or a patter song, like things like that, or you can try to match the way the song sounds to the character, which I always like. Even in stuff like Hamilton, where all of the songs kind of have a certain sound, a certain style, then you have something like You'll Be Back, which is very much not of any of the rest of them, and is specifically meant to sound like a breakup song, and also an English song. Like, it sounds very kind of UK pop, like old school pop, which I really like. And in this, we've got like with Catherine of Aragon's, it was drums and some horns and acoustic guitar, because it had kind of like a Latin flair to it. And then with Anne just now, we had the electric guitar, so it had a little bit of rock to it, like a little rock pop. And then here, since she's supposed to make us think of like Adele and Sia, who I know a couple songs of, we got the piano, and it's just like totally different vibe. She's gonna do our ballad.
You got a good heart, but I know it changes. A restless tide, untamable. You came my way, and I knew a storm could come too. You'd lift me high, or let me fall.
I love that, again, in comparison to the other two, we had a lot of choreography and a lot of movement from the other two. Whereas this one, it's her, it's just a clean spotlight on her. I don't know if the other queen's doing anything. I can't see, unfortunately. But when it comes to her, she's just sitting there singing to the audience, but also singing to Henry. She's singing to a guy who they missed, kind of thing. Like, she would have been dead to him, but then also at this point in current reality, like, is, you know, they're resurrected. If we're talking to zombie queens, he is long gone. And they're just speaking to someone who, you know, if this man is going to do a lot of the things that he did, he's definitely got passion. So I'm sure she did see, like, that he did probably love all these women, or at least most of them, at a certain point. It always makes, I brought him up when I talked about Into the Woods, and I always thought it was so interesting. This comic book called Fable is all about a world in a universe where storybook creatures came to our world to escape some bad stuff happening in their world, and you get to see a bunch of characters, obviously, that you know, and you see Cinderella, and you see Snow White, and all these different people. Snow White, one of my favorite characters, and there's always the Prince Charming. Well, Prince Charming in that world's all one dude, and he loved them deeply when he saw them. That's why he could break those curses. That's why he could do a true love's kiss. And then he just sort of, it faded, or he'd get distracted, or whatever. So it's speaking to that, like, he clearly loves a lot, and he just feels a lot. It's so interesting because I've seen like the track list. When I saw that her song was called Heart of Stone, I was sure I knew what it was about. I was sure that it was about her trying to reach Henry with his Heart of Stone. And it never occurred to me that it would be the other way around, that it would be a Heart of Stone less than a thing you can't reach, but more a thing you can't break. It's really interesting. And her talking about like not only all the things like that he can do to her, but she was saying how she's not scared or naive, but like she should be, because like to even take away the king part just as a man of just a man at that point, he could do anything to her and she couldn't do anything about it. And it's her going, I'm aware of that, but I'm not going anywhere. I'm basically like, I'm just a giant exposed heart. I know I've seen the things you're capable of, and I'm still standing here. And one thing I did read about her was that she also was a big part of helping him reconnect with his daughter, with Catherine's daughter, Mary. And I think that's kind of lovely. That like, it's very clear that she did want some kind of family. And I also love her little, looking at her crown, because we're comparing the crowns. It's very simple, with the white again and then the black. I don't know if that's meant to be like so almost like a crown of like mourning. Interesting. Not sure. Mourning is an MOU, not like morning time. You know what I mean. Not early in the morning, sad times. There's also the awkward. I talked about how some of the costumes, some of the sleeves make me think of that little twirly guy. These sleeves make me think of a children's book that I read as a kid called Rainbow Fish, which I feel like is still a really popular picture book. I feel like I loved Rainbow Fish, and the cool thing about the Rainbow Fish picture book was that some of his scales looked just like that. They had this little reflective thing. I thought they were so cool.
My heart of stone. You say we're perfect, a perfect family. You hold us close for the world to see.
When she says us, I mean, like, I wonder if she's also talking about Mary, because, like, I think she died pretty darn quick after her son was born. But even her expressions are so good. I'm sorry, I know I'm stopping a lot. Her expressions are so beautiful to me, because it's that choice an actor can make of, like, am I singing this song and feeling a lot about it, or am I back in that moment? And for quite a bit of this, she looks like, when she says my heart of stone, which is kind of her talking about the way that she is, the way that she's withstanding all of this. There's something almost kind of sad about that, a little bit. Not just from a modern perspective, but from a thing of like, you can't break my heart, but still it's gotta be, you have to harden yourself to a degree to be able to withstand all of that. But the smile on her face, that little itty bitty hint of a smile, she looks proud of herself. Like she's proud that she can withstand it, which tells a lot about that character. And right there when she said the perfect family thing.
You say we're perfect, a perfect family. You hold us.
The way this little kind of like smile smirk she gets, you can kind of tell that she's in her head seeing his expression saying that, and she's unconsciously kind of mimicking that expression. If that makes any sense. That's what I feel like in her head. She's in a conversation she had with him, and not here anymore with us. Like we're kind of allowed to see this a little bit because she's letting us. And she's like, my God, her voice is gorgeous. I feel bad, I'll be honest. I thought this song was going to be boring. I thought she was going to be boring. But so far anyway, I think this is really beautiful.
Close for the world to see.
And then you hold us close, but you're still... Hold us close for the world to see, meaning like, is holding you close part of the act of like the image of the king? Or is it real, but still, even if he holds you really close and keeps you close, you're still a commodity. When she does the only one you truly loved, it's going back to the same tune she used in the first song. That was really clever. And yeah, it's like her going, and she can look him in the eye and say, I loved only you. And even if you love me deeply, you can't say that back, can you? But it's okay, that's fine. I'm fine with that kind of a thing.
But I know without my son, your love could disappear.
That's true, yeah.
And no, it isn't fair, but I don't care, 'cause my love will stand here.
Like, I don't know which is more sad. The idea that, you know, you're told to marry the king, or you're asked to marry the king, so you're told to marry the king, so you do it. And, you know, it's fine, and you get along okay, and he's not terrible to you, and you just gotta have son. That's the thing, you just gotta have the son. So there's that pressure, and it's a contract that you're fulfilling, and she does. Or is it more sad that you do all those things, and then you do fall in love with him, and maybe he even falls in love with you too. And it's that knowledge of, like, even right now, every kind word he says to me, any beautiful moment we have, still has the asterisk of, I hope you fulfill this duty so I don't have to do something terrible. It's just really kind of, I don't know, just sort of like gut-wrenching in a way I wasn't prepared to feel about this. Because I just really think about it that much. God, that no matter how much you deeply, deeply love him, there's this kind of weird hollowness that she's gonna deny she feels, but like, maybe she'll deny, maybe she'll accept it, but like, but she insists you still love him no matter what, so like, what if he behead you? You still love him? Maybe she would, I don't know. But I think she didn't even get to, I don't remember if I'm remembering incorrectly. I don't remember if I'm remembering wrong. I don't even think she got actually, they got married, but I don't even think she lived to her coronation, because I don't think they would do it until she had her kid. And it's hard to think about also, because the biggest joke of all this, with the, you know, the obsession with having a son and having that, you know, the heir to continue your legacy, is that, like, he was king for barely any time. I think he died before he was 20. And then, like, if you look at all his, you know, all of Henry's kids who reigned at any point, the one who most famously did, one of the most famous monarchs, I'd say, in English. I mean, I'm a stupid American. I know Elizabeth I. I know her quite well. She reigned for like almost 50 years. And the fact that, like, of all his kids, the obsession with the son, and really it was Anne's kid, it was going to be the one that was really going to, that's the legacy right there, is Elizabeth I. It's just so strange.
You can build me up, you can tear me down, you can try what I won't.
Oh, they're all behind her. They're standing there in the dark. Oh, I quite like that, actually. Just her totally alone with him. Just taking whatever he give her, be it kindness or not.
You can do your best, but I'll test. You'll find my unshakable. When the fires burn and the winds blow and the waters rise, you'll still find stone. My heart of stone.
She looks so proud.
Soon I'll have to go. I'll never see him grow. But I hope my son will know he'll never be alone. 'Cause like never runs dry and leaves its scars behind. Be by your side. 'Cause my love is set in stone.
Oh gosh, I'm gonna cry a little bit. Oh goodness. I love that my love is set in stone works on so many levels, because it's what she's been saying, that like my love can't be destroyed, but also because I'm dead, I'll never stop loving you. Because I'm dead, it's frozen in this moment where we have a son and we're perfect and it sucks for anyone after me, because no matter what, they can't fight, they can't beat this, because I gave you what you wanted, and also I died when we were happy. I am this, like, the stone becomes like the stone of like a mausoleum, like it's a statue at this point. It never changes, it's always perfect. Oh, that's quite good. Standing around her singing that part. They've all kind of come out. They're still in the darkness. They're still not in the spotlight, but you can see them. And they all just have these sad faces, and whether they in their expressions are meant to just kind of be mirroring her, or if they're all still kind of playing themselves, is great, because this is probably what they all feel it looks like in Henry's head. She'll always be in the spotlight after this point, and they will always be just kind of off to the side. And that's gotta be rough. You know who I would love to see sing this? I would love to see, oh gosh, no, what's her name? Jessie Mueller, I think? The original Jenna from Waitress. Oh, I think she sounds amazing. Oh, I think she sounds so good.
My heart of stone.
That was a beautiful song. I think that might be my favorite song so far. I'm shocked. Like, that was really, really gorgeous. Oof. It's hard with a musical with a lot of like fun, kind of high energy numbers. The ballad can very easily be the thing that drags, but I thought that was really pretty.
Now, see?
She is so gorgeous. I love everything about her. She is so pretty. I love the fourth wife. Now, frankly, I don't know what, I mean, I don't know. We'll listen to her song. I don't know why you're complaining, because frankly, from everything I know about Anne, this Anne, it's not bad. Sure, I mean, he turns you down, but like, I think she got like her own lands. She kind of got to do whatever the fuck she wanted. She got money. She was buddies with Mary. She was buddies with Henry. Like, she was just like everyone's like chill bestie. It's kind of cool. Apologies if I'm like, I don't know anything and there's something horrible. I'm sorry. But from all I know, if I had to pick one of them that I had to be, I'm going Anna Cleves.
England, he had to look a little further afield. Had to adjust his location settings, if you will. To find his next queen, we're heading to Germany.
I was trying to figure out what this smoke machine, I'm like, is this smoke machine meant to represent travel? Or is it apparently represent Germany? Which I guess when I think smoke in Germany, well, if I don't get dark, if I think art, smoke in Germany, I think either early German cinema, which I'm a huge fan of. I talk about a lot on here. I love early German cinema. Look, pre-war Germany made some of the most interesting films ever until a certain world war kind of chased all the interesting people to America, or France. But yeah, really cool stuff. Or are they gonna go like Euro, like pop, which like techno pop.
Where he enlisted the help of the legendary painter
change. That's the kind of charm and also problem with this show. It's fun that there's so much tone change, even if it's a little jarring. But it's also, I imagine you can probably alienate some people. We're going very Eurovision from the, I don't know Eurovision that well, but I think very discotheque. 90s
Painting all of the beautiful girls.
To France in Germany, the king chooses one, but which one will it be? You bring the corsets, he brings the sea.
I know this bit of this song from TikTok from a million years ago.
The king chooses one, but which one will it be? You bring the corsets, he brings the sieges. Go and consonant sofa, 9 inches. No one's a pick up complaint, little boys. At least your complexion will bring all the boys in.
Lead is like the least weird thing that some of y'all's makeup contained. This was, I think, back when they were putting mummies and everything. Instead of, I'll say it again, you ever look around and think like, hey, a lot of people died and were mummified back in the day. How come there aren't more mummies around? You know this thought you probably have all the time. I have it all the time. It's because all the Europeans, the rich Europeans back in the olden days were either eating them or using them as medicine or cosmetics or paint, like pigments. They ground up all the mummies and they stored them to not have epilepsy, or they probably thought it cured the plague. They thought a lot of things cured the plague. I think they thought strapping a chicken to you cured the plague. I'm fascinated by weird, like, I'm fascinated by bad, like, fake medical stuff. I don't know why. There you go. You can now join my family and friends to remember your weird fact of from Jess for the day. Mummies used to be used as a cure-all. And remember, kids, cure-alls cure nothing.
Little boys, at least your complexion will bring all the boys in. Ignore the fear and you'll be fine. Will turn this fear into a night. So just say yeah and don't say nine. 'Cause now you're in the house of we must make sure the princesses look great. When their time comes for a whole portrait.
We know what all the best inventions are. The world everything up.
Yeah, it's wunderbar.
For blonder hair than you just had.
Magic wouldn't clean it from your bladder. High feet so high to naughty.
We cannot guarantee that you'll still walk at 40.
Ignore the fear and you'll be fine.
I just have to do foot binding. I'm trying to figure out this song. I assume Anne will have 2 songs. In which case, how come you get 2 songs? But I guess this is less to do with like this is an Anne song and more just this is a song to show how at this point in history and in Henry's life, just finding a new bride was becoming like a sort of almost like a contest than anything else. Like just kind of a product that quickly had to throw together and paint and then ship out. So otherwise I don't fully understand why this song is happening. I don't hate it, I'm just, so it's not matching what we've seen so far, but I'm trying to go with it.
I will turn this fear into a night. So just say yeah and don't say nine. 'Cause now you're in the house
Lighting all very concert and like dance clubby. I love air horns.
Now, so hold on. The time is now for you to select a bride, Your Highness.
Maybe present Christina of Denmark.
Looking for mates, dates, and a British monarch presumed to secure the line of succession. Vinky face.
No Milan anyhow.
Okay, next!
Your Highness, may we present a mania of leaves. Just a German girl trying to live the English dream.
Hashtag no Catholics. Hashtag big dowry.
Nein? Okay, alles klar. Who's next?
It's very cute, but they're having them kind of slide in. I feel like this could all be cut, but also your musical's already so short. Fuck it, pat away.
Fantastic.
Your Highness, Your Highness, Your Highness, we are honored to present to you Anna of Cleves.
The most beautiful woman in the whole of the Holy Roman Empire. And let me assure you, Herr Vollmark has certainly done her justice.
Sehr gut. And I think we can say with some certainty, you will be happily married for many years to come.
Ah, I can see it now. Henry VIII and his famous 4 wives.
Ja, das ist
Oh, please, no need to thank us. The pleasure has been ours in the house of Vollmark.
You know, I'll accept it as a transitional time of like. I'm showing, I guess, just how this is like after Jane. I feel like actually that's not a bad song to show. Not just the tone shift in the show for a minute there. Okay, but also maybe the tone shift in Henry when it came to his view of his wives. Of just like, I had the one I was with the longest, who I thought was gonna be my favorite wife. I got the one that I was kind of nuts for. I got the one who, you know, I fell in love with and then died. At this point, I guess I have to have a wife, so let's just, whatever, just fill the spot. And so it becomes so impersonal. I don't hate that then.
So I guess you are.
It's a weird shot. I know, like, it's a slide tutorial, but it's very funny to have, like, a close-up of just, like, the 6 water bottles. Buy those in the lobby, kids.
I already know what happened next. How I came to England, hopeful, summoned after the king saw my portrait, and how I, with my meager looks the way they are,
You're adorable. I know, like, obviously, but come on.
didn't live up to his expectations. I mean, it's the usual story, isn't it? The savvy, educated young Princess Di.
Interesting that she's got, like, fur here instead of the sparkles like everyone else. I don't know if it's meant to show her as less attractive or if it's more just meant to show her as, like, from a different land.
Repulsive by a wrinkled, wheezing, ulcer-riddled man, 24 years or single. Rejection from a king. I mean, how can anyone overcome a fate as devastating as being forced to move into a resplendent palace in Richmond with more money than I could spend in a lifetime and not a single man around to tell me what to do with it?
You get to kind of do whatever you want. And still, like, be looked very favorably on. I think probably just because she was, I guess, just kind of didn't fight it. And they're just like, nah, not you. And she just went, all right, cool. That, like, she was just, from what I've read anyway, viewed as just like, yeah, and she's great. She's awesome. Like, they're all still buddies. It's weird. I wonder if, I do wonder if she seemed like she was such good friends with, you know, his first daughter. I wonder if he ever regretted not going through with Anne of Cleves when it came to the last two.
It's just tragic.
Like, you're not gonna win this game, but you won the big game.
Sitting here all alone on a throne in a palace that I happen to own. Bring me some pheasant, keep it on the bone.
Fill my cup, laid up to the brim. Sipping on meat and I split up my dress with a golden lace trim. Not very prim and proper. Can't make me stop. I wanna go hunting.
I love that everyone's sitting beneath her, that she gets to be on this throne. Everything, like, I would, the way she's moving, there's like almost a little bit of Catherine as far as like being in control of her movements. Those where Catherine's were a lot more rigid and precise and aggressive because she's angry. Hers are just kind of more like, yeah, what up, bitch? Like, I can do literally anything.
Acres out my fingers, I got acres and acres, paid for with my own riches, when my hounds had released the bitches.
Hey. Look, is it a corny line? Yeah, but I like it.
I'm around the croquet, cause I'm a player, and mom, I'll hit replay you. You said that I tricked you, cause I didn't look like my profile picture. Too bad I don't agree. So I'm gonna hang it up for everyone to see.
Did she? I hope she did. I hope she did do that. That's amazing. If she did that.
Can't stop me, cause I'm the queen of the castle. Get down, you dirty rascal.
That's cute. That's a play on the little nursery rhyme. I'm the king of the castle. That's very cute. Love that. Fun little touch.
Get down, you dirty rascal. Get down. Get down. Cause I'm the queen of the castle. When I get bored, I go to court. Pull up outside in my carriage, don't got no marriage, so I have a little flirt without button as he takes my fur.
Girl. So was Fur. Yes. Love it. It's giving like Hellraiser meets Frankenfurter, and I'm like really into it. Also with her song being more kind of a hip hop track where it's just kind of like the beat behind her, it's like she has complete control of the entire song, which is great because it's showing that she has control of her life. All things are good. Look at that face on the eyebrow. Oh, good eyebrow. Yes.
Now on YouTube, you can sign up directly for Fox One to watch the tournament. This is a world-class trick shot for the world's biggest tournament.
As you making my way to the
Even that, her snapping and saying as you were like, she's restarting the song. Because she has the control to do that.
as you making my way to the dance floor. Some boys making the dance, I ignore them as my jam comes on the lift. Looking cute, that's his good. All eyes on me, no criticism. I love your brand, liberalism. They're so hard and okay, ladies, let's get in reformation. You said that I tricked you, 'cause I didn't look like
I love how her choreography has just gotten more and more kind of silly and playful. It's very fun.
my profile picture. Too bad I don't agree. So I'm going.
She's like a little kid. She's like, fuck everything. Because, yeah, that's, I would love that now, especially at that time. It's like you had a little bit of public humiliation, I guess. Sure. But you get financial freedom as a woman and land. You don't have to marry anyone. Yes. You win all the things.
Hang it up for everyone to see, and you can't stop me, 'cause I'm the queen of the castle. Get down, you dirty rascal. Get down.
change genres if she wants to. It's her fucking castle. Fair enough.
Hey, best friend. Here's the thing. Now, I ain't saying I'm a gold digger, but check my prenup. Ain't no figure. Chains, symbolic of my faith to the higher power in my fast lane. My horses can trot up to 12 miles an hour. Let me explain. I'm a Venus schnitzel, not an English flower. No one tells me I need a rich man. Doing my thing in my purse and a rich man.
Is that a Wendy Williams reference? We're just gonna skip that. I'd like to skip it.
Everyone take it, and you can't stop me, 'cause I'm the queen of the castle. Get down, you dirty ass, go keep
I wonder if she knows the person. I wonder if the performer knows the person sitting there. Or if she just plays with whoever sits in a certain spot she decides every night.
I'm the queen of the castle.
I thought it was fun. Yeah, thanks. They perfectly did a performer with an unbelievable voice and range, but also just a great smile to be that pleased. That. Just can't hold it together. Amazing. What was the discussion again? Or what were we playing?
Yeah, it was really heartbreaking.
That doesn't sound difficult at all.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right. No, I probably won't win then. Oh well. Back to the palace.
So now there's one horse out of the race. Let's take a moment to check back in with the competition. So, who's still in the running? Will it be the devoted wife, the divorcee, or the one who actually had problems to deal with?
Problems? My son had to deal with the loss of his mother.
Wow, yeah. Kind of like how my body had to deal with the loss of its head.
I love that Anne Boleyn is so much shorter than all of them, because she's just like got all this like sass and energy in such an itty bitty package. Is so fun. When you just saw like she's looking up at them like, oh, it's like just an angry little dog. I'll kill y'all. I don't care. I'll start fights. It's just very cute.
Come on now. Can't you see what's happening? Comparing your losses isn't going to change the fact that I've already won. I mean, I was literally shipped over from a foreign country, not knowing a word of English, to marry some random dude.
Oh my God, same.
But then, when Henry decided he had enough of me, he didn't even have the decency to say goodbye.
Same.
Yeah, same. Nice neck, by the way.
All right,
I was gonna say I was waiting for some camaraderie between these two.
fine, how about this? When my one and only child had a raging fever, Henry wouldn't even let me, her mother, see her.
Baby Mary had the chicken pox and you didn't get to hold her hand. You know it's funny because when I wanted to hold my newborn son, I died.
For her, it's really more of just like, I didn't get to be a mom. Fuck all of you.
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, you know what? I think it's time we heard from our next queen, Kay Howard.
Oh, I think she was was the least relevant Catherine.
Oh, yeah. Now I still don't care.
Funny. Yeah, speaking of funny.
Okay, you know what? I think it's time we heard from our next queen, Kay Howard.
Who's that again?
Oh, I think she was the least relevant Catherine.
Oh, yeah. Now I still don't care.
No, should be nicer to each other.
Yeah, speaking of funny, good luck with trying to compete with us, honey.
Also, like, you two are headless besties. Be sweeter.
You're right. I'm gonna need all the luck I can get. Your live sounded terrible, and your songs. Really helped to convey that. I mean, Catherine, almost moving to a nunnery and then not? That almost could have been really hard for you. And getting your head chopped off. Surely that means you'll win the competition. Oh, wait. Divorce beheaded, die, divorce beheaded. Oh, never mind. Jane, dying of natural causes. When will justice be served?
Jane's face was like, I didn't like it. It's like, we know you didn't like it. Relax. These things really haven't heard much from Jane or Catherine at all so far. They really do kind of not let the queens talk much until it's their turn.
And surviving. But seriously, Anna, all jokes aside, getting rejected for your looks legit sounds really rough. I wouldn't know anything about that. I mean, look at me, I'm really hot. So yeah, I can't even begin to think.
Also a child. I think she was 19. Yep, 19 years old and with the king for like a year. And let's not, I get kind of annoyed when, not that I think anyone in my comment section is going to say this, but I just want to say it anyway. When you're talking about a historical thing, a relationship, whatever it may be, it's some type of instance where the age gap is upsetting, we'll say. Or in some cases, if they're completely underaged. And there are people going like, oh, you can't get mad like it's our times. I'm like, you can. You can understand that it wouldn't have been like a illegal thing, that wouldn't have been something. But no, you can still be upset at the injustice done to people, even if it wasn't illegal back then. You're allowed to have that feeling.
Think of how I compete with you all. Oh wait, like this. I think we can all agree I'm the 10 amongst these threes.
And the beat just kicking in like that, it sounds very pop, but very like, to me anyway, it sounds like early thousands pop, the pop I would have heard when I watched MTV or VH1 back in the day, just not watching for those things. When I did watch TRL.
We can all agree I'm the 10 amongst these threes. And ever since I was a child, I'd make the boys go wild. Take my first music teacher, Henry Mannix. I was young, it's true, but even then I knew the only thing you wanna do is broad, dark, sexy Mannix taught me all about dynamics. He was 23 and I was 13, going on 30. We spent.
See, you're allowed to not be okay with that. You're allowed to not think that's okay. And understand that at the time, that would have been seen as whatever. But it's interesting. I think it's touchy when you've got something like, and I was 13 going on 30. We have this horrifying desire in some older media, especially to sexualize girls early by saying how mature they are. That's always the thing you say. And this is her saying that about herself. It's her kind of internalizing that sort of thing, and it's that whole like Lolita thing, which is just, I could go on a rant about Lolita, I won't, but it's that whole thing of you know, it's hard to talk about young girls in like a work of art. I'm not saying let's do this. I'm sorry. Mini rant, you fast forward. It's hard to depict or discuss a story of a young girl being exploited without exploiting a young girl, if you're going to tell it, if you're going to show it, because look at Lolita when it was made into a movie. I mean, they had to cast somebody. They certainly didn't cast someone that looked like they did in the book, which would have been looking like Scout from To Kill a Mockingbird, story of a young girl who ends up being groomed by an older man. But media and time turns it into this like, oh, this young seductress, blah blah blah, and it's used as shorthand for like a underage girl who's a tease. And so of course they have to cast someone who, like, well, you know, she's young, the actress is 15, but as the audience we can understand why. And this is producers, we're like, you can understand why, you know, the guy might be into that. Meanwhile, I believe one of the producers went on to then have a relationship with that actress, who again was 15, and they were not. It's even to like, all this to say, it's this horrifying thing we try to do as a culture to age girls up in the way we, like, in our language. It's like aging girls up and also aging girls down at the same time, where, you know, it doesn't matter if they're a child or in their 20s, if they're cute, we'll still call them a girl, things like that. It's infantilizing them as well. And I have to say, and I'm realizing this literally right now as I turn back to look at the screen, Catherine Howard's outfit, she's, I know that she was young, and I know that she was beheaded for supposedly having an affair. Look at everything about her outfit. We've got those sheen sleeves, we got like fishnets, we have, you can see a little bit of her stomach, and her skirt doesn't even come kind of close to covering. It's all right there. She is literally dressed up as like as a doll, in her little pink lips. Horrifying.
We're strumming the lute, striking the chords and blowing the flute. He comes my strings all the way to G, went from major to minor C
to D.
Tell me what you need, what you want, you don't need to plead, 'cause I feel the chemistry, like I get you and you get me, and maybe this is it. He just cares so much, it feels legit. We have a connection. I think this guy is different.
I think it's so interesting because the way that she's doing this, like, you know, there's little jokes in there, jokes that have been throughout the sexual innuendo, but you're keeping in mind the fact that she's 13 in this scene. But she's smiling, she's playing it like it's silly, because to her at the time it is. It's like she feels probably very mature and very in control, and she feels like a grown-up and all these different things, even though she's being horribly groomed. The audience laughs because dick joke. We hope that's just why they're laughing. And I'm not gonna fault anyone for laughing. You don't, like, no, you know, whatever. Anyway, I'm not gonna get into that, but I like that while she's playing it very coy and very, very cutesy, and she's, you know, giving her little smiles and doing this like kind of sexy dance, all of her backup gals, all of her other queens, are doing the exact same dance she is. They're mimicking, they're like puppets, they're doing the same dance, but their faces are completely stone. They're not smiling, they're not like smirking with her, they're not trying to look sexy, they're completely stoic, which I think is really interesting. Yeah, I don't know. But even then, like, she's so naive, she's like, I think he really likes me, and it's, of course you think that, because you're 13.
All you wanna do, baby, is touch me, love me, can't get enough me. All you wanna do, baby, is please me, squeeze me, birds and the bees me. Run your fingers through my hair, tell me I'm the fairest of the fair. Playtime's over, the only thing you wanna do is
keeping, like, the language is almost kind of teetering in between very juvenile and not, like, squeeze me, you know what that means, but, like, talking about, like, the birds and the bees, talking about playtime's over, talking about, even then, that's a kind of a, probably become more of a sinister line if that's the chorus, but telling her she's the fairest of the fair, it's a fairy tale to her, which of course it is. And the way they were all kind of like putting their hands at her, sort of like, this is clearly what it's all about. It's literally just about her body. Whereas before, when we had the one spotlight on the one queen, it was like Jane, it was all about her emotional performance. It was all about her longing and her sorrow. And in this, it's like, it's just all about the body, because that's what she has been told it is. That's what she believes it is. Like, you can tell she's fallen into it too. Can't talk. It's getting late. It's getting late at night. That's the one part, like, touching her. Stop it. But as poppy as this sounds and as poppy as the beginning was, there is kind of a, I don't know enough about music to point out exactly what I'm detecting, but it doesn't quite sound like peppy. There does seem to be kind of a bit of a, like, it's pop, but like a kind of an edge to it. I don't know. I wish I knew enough about like notes and music to describe, like, this is what it's doing. I can't. Apologies.
And then there was another guy, Francis. And at the time I was living at my step-grandma's house, he was working for her, working so hard. So he asked me to be his little piece of assistant. Serious, stern and slow, gets what he wants and he won't take no. Passion in all that he touches, the sexy secretary to the Dowager Duchess. Helped him in his office, had a duty to fulfill. He even let me use his favorite quill. Spilled ink all over the parchment, my wrist was so tired. Still I came back the next day as he required.
It's honestly almost more disturbing with how playful she's being about it, truly. Like, when I think of songs that deal with, that actually, like, deal with you know, young women being groomed in a, I won't say not in a more serious way, but just in a more, like, direct way of understanding the tone. The person singing it is understanding the tone. I think of, like, The Dark I Know Well from Spring Awakening, which is horrifying. But there is something kind of creepy about, like, she doesn't understand how serious this is, because she's just been taught that, like, this is how you have value. This is what you do, and you get all this attention, and this is how good things happen to you. And this is what you can expect to do to get that, and this is what you can expect your reward to be. And you can hope for love. And that's it. And it's just like, I don't know, man. There's something really creepy about it. Am I the only one that finds this song really disturbing? I hope I'm not, but just like, I feel like a lot of people maybe find the beginning part of this funny, and there's nothing wrong with it. I don't fault you if you find it funny. I just find the fact that she keeps telling all these, like, double entendre sex jokes just really unnerving and creepy. So I've had friends, I've had friends like that. I had friends in, I had a friend when I was 13 who was dating a senior in high school. We were in 8th grade, and he was the brother of one of our other friends, and she would, like, constantly just, like, brag about it and joke about it, and I was just like, I remember at the time thinking, also thinking I was straight, but thinking, like, he's really cute, so, like, I had a crush on him, so I'm like, well, that's kind of cool, but isn't it kind of weird? It was the sort of thing, like, why doesn't he want to date people his own age? I was like, well, because he thinks I'm better. I'm like, okay, but, like, what do you guys talk about? It's that thing of, she felt cool and it was fun, and you can see how much fun she's having. Whether it's how much fun she's actually having, how much fun she's told she's having is a whole other thing. Anyway, I'm babbling a lot, but I'm just kind of, this is the song that I know my sister told me specifically to watch this version for, was this girl's performance, and so far her voice is fantastic. I have seen her sing before. I swear I've seen a clip of her singing When He Sees Me from Waitress, and I love that song. I don't think I've seen her in anything else. Her voice is fantastic. Just, like, has such great clarity, so pretty.
Still I came back the next day as he required. You say I'm all you need, all you want, you don't need to plead, 'cause I feel the chemistry. I get you and you get me, and I know this is it.
slide down her arm for a second there. Ooh.
All you wanna do, baby, is touch me, love me, can't get enough. See, all you wanna do, baby, please me, squeeze me, burden the beast me. You can't wait a second or to get my corset on the floor. Playtime's over.
Right there, suddenly the language is becoming less cute. It's becoming more straightforward of like, this is what we're talking about. There's no innuendo here. This is what it is.
The only thing you wanna do is... Yeah, that didn't work out. It turns out some guys just employ women to get them into their private chambers. It was a different time back then. So I decided to have a break from boys, just focus on my career. Then my dad got me this amazing workplace pink court, and you'll never guess who I met.
And then like with her little ponytail. Like, and that's fashioned after Ariana Grande, who I believe also was kind of being, especially, I think she was a Nick kid. I think she was a Nickelodeon kid. Was also kind of infantilized to a degree.
Got me this amazing workplace pink court, and you'll never guess who I met. Tall, large, Henry VIII, supreme head of the Church of England.
Not cute anymore, huh? I gotta know his age. He was almost 50, and she was younger than his daughter. Who
I met. Tall, large, Henry VIII, supreme head of the Church of England.
I do like that little one was like, ah! Like this whole time he's been this. We're almost watching the image of Henry that we never see him on stage kind of dwindle as the show goes on, as these women, she seemed to get younger, or really it's like these women, you know, keep coming, and he meanwhile is just getting older and more bitter and weird. So that, like, well, you know, back in the where some of the other queens described his looks in a positive way in the past, that's going away now.
Overly revered, although you wouldn't know it from the look of that beard. Made me a lady in waiting, hurled me and my family up in the world, gave me duties in court, and he swears it's true.
The other thing is, like, it's not just her, it's a lot of times, if you get promoted, that's amazing stuff for your family, so there's all this pressure to do whatever you gotta.
Up in the world, gave me duties in court, and he swears it's true that without me he doesn't know what he'd do. You say I'm all you need, all you want, we both agree. This is the place for me. I'm finally where I'm meant to be. Then he starts saying all this stuff.
Oh, she tries to just push it off because she sees it coming again. I like that, like, in the last two verses, when it was entering into the chorus, she was saying stuff about, like, her feelings toward him and all these things like that, whatever guy it was. This time it's like, I'm where I'm meant to be. I'm finally, like, this. She's thinking about herself for a minute. Doesn't work. But also, I gotta say, it's totally off topic, probably inappropriate to even comment on right now. But even just, like, in the background, because it's, like, Catherine Parr seems to be usually standing closest to Howard during this sequence. And just seeing her in the light, she is so pretty. She is stunning. The just her eyeshadow looks gorgeous in the blue light. She just looks, oh, she looks amazing. Anyway, sorry. Bad timing, maybe. And she's not even making a big deal about it. It's like they start to put their hands on her, and it's like, nope, didn't even notice, didn't happen. If I don't acknowledge it, it didn't happen. Ugh.
There I've been to be, then he starts saying all this stuff. He cares so much, he calls me love. He says we have a connection. I guess it's not so deep.
There's more hands on her this time. It's making me so uncomfortable. And the way that her voice was kind of that little crack and like, we've got a connection. To be this, to start realizing the patterns and be jaded at this age is not something you should experience. Oh, they would go down her, and now, like, I think they would always kind of go down her arm and still hold on a little bit, but now they're dragging her down. Like it's harder to do the same movements.
All you wanna do, baby, is touch me, love me, can't get enough. See, all you wanna do, baby, is tease me, squeeze me, burn and release me. There's no time for when you're out, 'cause you just got to have me now. Playtime's over. The only thing you wanna do is
Ooh, I have chills. Sees me instead of it's the language is getting more aggressive. The cute little entendres are going away. Playtime is over. And the way that she just looks so not like sad, but more just like drained. Just like, yeah, no, I know what, like, I understand what the movements are. I understand the next dance step, but it is like it's the wind up doll slowly running out of juice in the way that I think they've been doing this whole time, but I didn't really pay much attention to it until now. We'd all come in closer to say playtime's over, and then when she says the only thing they want to do is they'd all just turn away from her. Of like, this is all I'm supposed to, this is all it. They just want to do that. Oh, this is gonna be rough. I don't want to hear the end of this song.
so we got married.
Ooh. Ooh. Again, it's much like I talked about with Jane, the way that she's performing it there, you're not watching, it's like you're not watching the actress performing like, this is me singing a song about when I was upset. It's like you've been watching her this entire song living out these things of like being cute and flirty and innocent and then like feeling in control and like, yeah, you know, it's weird, sexy, but like, I know how to play this, it's fine. To now just being like, all right, I guess this is, well, if I have to, this works, I guess. And just like starting to feel more empty and alone. And you're watching it like happen in real time. You can't do anything about it.
With Henry, it isn't easy. His temper's short and his friends are sleazy. Except for this one courtier. He's a really nice guy, just so sincere. The royal life isn't what I planned, but Thomas is there to lend a helping hand. So sweet, make sure that I'm okay, and we hang out loads when the king's away. This guy finally is what I want, the friend I
love that they're all still doing the dance behind her, but now when she's moving across stage, she's not doing that like cute little thing. She's just like stumbling like, oh my gosh, maybe this is a real friend for once. I can just have someone I can speak to who doesn't want something from me. And I don't think that's gonna go well, honey, because I remember the name of the man that you were accused of having an affair with.
just friends, oh, chemistry.
I like that line wasn't sung. I like that it was just like, just friends. Sorry, I know I'm stopping a lot on this song. I apologize. My sister said I would have a lot to say about it, and I do.
I'm okay, and we hang out loads when the king's away. This guy finally is what I want, the friends I need. Just friends, oh, chemistry. I get him and he gets me, and there's nothing more to it. He just cares so much, he's deep.
Well, they're just slowly like enclosing in on her, but not facing her. Again, it's just like faceless hands always on her.
He says we have a connection.
Oh, and they're all on her now, and I can't see, but there's some on her leg too, where it's like you can't even move. Oh God. And it's like that word of connection. This would be a good thing to have a connection with someone. But just realizing like, nope, for a minute I thought I might be a real person, but I'm not. Oops. God.
He says we have a connection.
Oh, and she just looks down at herself when she sees it. Oh God. Looking down at herself. Oh. They are.
This time was different. Why did I think he'd be different? But it's never, ever different.
God, it's like she throws them off for a second. They're all just back again, dragging her down like that. And we're going to go into the chorus again here, I'm sure, which is signifying that she's with someone. And it's this, I don't know historically if I doubt anyone knows, like if, you know, if she actually had an affair, and if so, if it was fully consensual. But at this point, it's like, even if she, in this scenario, would say, yeah, it's more of just like, yeah, I get like just the complete dead of like, yeah, because that's what I do, right? That's what I'm for, okay, kind of a thing. And it's just, oh my God, I'm not gonna cry. Ugh. Ooh. Sorry, a small eye wipe break. It's just the visceral feeling of like when they're not even touching her, but it's like when they're doing the thing they've been doing this whole time, like look at her body and the way she flinches. I've never had anything like that happen to me. I've never, well, nothing like this. And I've never, you know, been in a situation where I've been like physically abused in any way, but just anytime I see any depiction of someone who's just so conditioned and beaten, where like just a hand going toward them makes them flinch, just like breaks my heart. And I just want to, it's hard because I just like my immediate reaction, how I like to comfort people. And I know I've learned over the years not to do this because not everyone wants this, but I like receiving them. And I don't get them very often, unfortunately, because of the people I'm around who don't like to hug. I just immediately want to hug that person, and I'm like, that would not do better. That would not make them better. But it's all this like building anger. I think it was so smart to not have the queens just have these faces. These like, they're not even blank at this point. They're almost just looking kind of sad, but they can't do anything about it. Just these faceless bodies. It makes me think of if you're a horror fan, not an extreme horror fan, but just kind of a spooky horror fan, and you saw Edgar Wright's Last Night in Soho. It's a wonderful film, but there are a couple scenes in there that depict a girl who has she started prostituting herself for mostly because of her boyfriend. It's the whole thing, but like showing her going through her routines, and it just becomes faceless men and faceless bodies, and it's just like you just watch someone get slowly broken down over time. It really makes me think of that. Yeah, I've spent so long on this song, I feel embarrassed, but I don't know. I kind of want to cut it down, but I won't. I'll keep it as is. I don't want to go back and see that clip again because I don't want to cry, but I want to hear that full kind of, see her voice sounds amazing. I want to give her her moment here because it sounds so good. It sounds so angry and also sounds so like she's managing to sound broken and furious, but also keeping on pitch is really hard. It's no more birds and bees anymore. And repeating the fairest of the fair, which caught that note was gorgeous, but it's the repeating the fairest of the fair, that last little bit of like the fairy tale, but the fairy tale is just completely sullen and disgusting and empty now. she sees the reality of that, of what it means to be the fairest of the fair in this kind of world. It just means people use you. Oh, God.
Here if you don't believe me, climb my lap and pull my hair as you tell me I'm the fairest of the fair. Playtime's over. Playtime's over. Playtime's over.
Stop touching her! I'm getting upset. But I like the way they're closing in, and also even just like the way she's standing now, where it's like she just looks like it hurts to move, which gives you a lot of horrifying implications.
The only thing you want to do is...
I'm crying at 6. This is where I'm at. This is where I'm at. I'm very funny. Sometimes I don't cry at things that everyone cries at. And then randomly I'll easily cry at something else. I don't understand my own crying reflex. It just kind of happens.
And then I was beheaded. Wow. I know. So I guess seeing as I've now won the competition, all I want to do is take this opportunity to thank all the...
I was just really like kind of wiping the tear away. Whether that's that's because the actress got really emotional during that, or if it's maybe just to be like, Catherine's just kind of putting the mask back on, and it's like, and everything's fine again. It's okay.
powerful man who got me where I am today. No, not yet. Thank you, New York. Good night. Wait. Okay, hold up.
Yeah, you had it bad, but that was not the most heart-wrenching song we've heard this evening.
different kinds. I feel deeply for you. Then again, this girl was like, I'm mad at everyone in this girl's life. I'm mad at everyone in Catherine Howard's life.
Were you not listening to my song? There were 4 choruses. That's how much I had to deal with.
Yeah, sorry, so true. When you died, your son didn't have to grow up without a mother. Oh wait, that was me. And no one cared when you died. Chill.
He didn't even really grow up. He lived till he was like 15. Sorry. But like, he's fine. Mary was around. He was fine. Except he's kind of a shit, I think, maybe. Don't quote me on him being a shit, but still, relax.
Out! It's not her fault. No one remembers her bland and uneventful life. Babes, honestly, I don't want it to be weird between us just because my beheading has the result of actual trauma and humiliation.
Oh, pipe down, man. You seriously want to talk about humiliation? Okay, well, when I was queen, Henry had not 1, not 2, but 3 historically confirmed mistresses.
Yeah, well, king's gonna king. It's very funny. This is kind of a jump, but kings and mistresses, because they seem to do that. I assume it was common in England. I certainly know it was common in France. But hilariously, I work at a jewelry store, and my manager, I'm still newish, and I'm still learning to be like diamond verified and stuff. And he was training us in how to handle diamonds, like loose diamonds. And he was talking to us about the marquee cut, which is the one that looks like a little, like, it looks like lips. Your choice of what kind. And he's like, this is the marquee cut, which actually is now becoming very popular. Like, it wasn't for a long time, but I feel like now, at least lately, the last couple of months, I feel like anyone who comes in is either looking for pear cuts or marquee cuts. Which is weird because they're sharp. I don't know why you would wear them. But he's like, oh yeah, this was Louis XVI. He named it after Marie Antoinette. And I'm like, really? That's weird. And I was like, no, he did. I think it was him. It might have been him. Or maybe it was his father. And I'm like, because he couldn't quite remember. And I'm like, that sounds like a Louis XV move more than a Louis XVI move. But I'll look it up. And later on I looked it up, I'm like, yep, it was Louis XV, and it was for one of his mistresses. Again, you choose the lips he was talking about. But it's just that how brazen kings could be about their mistresses. It's funny, nowadays I feel like every historical new fact I learn is from, oh god, no, I gotta look up his name because I love him. That one guy on TikTok, the Australian man who I adore, who everyone thinks is immortal. And he is immortal. As he speaks very eloquently and fondly and sort of nostalgically about ancient Rome quite a bit. Yeah, I just double checked. Pat Manzi, I think is how you pronounce his name. If I remember, future Jess, if you remember, if you're watching this part, put like a link in a comment or something. Because if you do like history at all and somehow don't know him already, he is so delightful and fun to follow because he does such interesting, he has a lot of interesting historical facts. He's very passionate and very funny. And also does great things like stuff like English kings with neurodivergence, just showing all the strange little quirks they had that were clearly just like they were on the autism spectrum. Silly stuff like that. But it's really, I learned a lot of stuff from him. He talks quite a bit about royal marriages and how they tend not to work out very well. Anyway, back to this.
2, 3 historically confirmed mistresses.
Mistresses probably also gave him kids. I think he's got a son from one of them.
When I was queen, I had not 1, not 2, but 3 miscarriages! So you know what?
Everyone just calm down. This is not, no one's, why am I talking so they can hear me? This fight goes nowhere good.
I have 5 miscarriages. Somebody hold me back. Okay. Hello, shall we Captain Bag? Your turn.
And it's like, do you know what? It's fine. Everyone's just yelling. She's like, I don't have any miscarriages. I just have a cool castle. This feels very like early 90s kind of beat, maybe late 80s. They just chucked you out there, huh? You didn't even get to say anything before your song.
You know what? I'm good.
It's fine. I don't care. I love how they're also like, no, we all got our turn. We're all here for you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I can't keep doing this.
I do love her top quite a bit.
Sorry. It's just, whoa, hey, could we turn off the thank you. Look.
Her cheekbones are just phenomenal. Sorry. I want to hear you saying.
I don't know. It's just like, we're here in front of all these people being like, oh, let's see what gets the biggest cheer, drama or abuse. Whoa, like, should we really be doing this?
I mean, we've literally been doing that for the last hour.
I know. Miscarriages? Really? Isn't that a bit
Someone's got a conscience all of a sudden.
Ooh, I'm Catherine Parr. I draw the line in arbitrary places. Blah, blah, blah.
You know what, Queens? She just knows she's not gonna win.
So she's trying to make us look stupid instead of playing by the rules like everyone else did.
I'm trying to remember anything, like any specific thing I can remember about Catherine Parr. I remember, I don't remember her relationship with Elizabeth. I think Mary did not like her. I don't remember if she had a relationship with Edward. I know for sure Mary didn't like her. And there was a big thing with her in religion. She wasn't Catholic. She was Protestant. She was Protestant. Probably that was a huge deal. Of course it was. Everything religious based was a huge deal. That's all I remember about her, is that she was Protestant. That was a huge point of order for her. That's it. That's all I got.
No, that's so not. Wow.
Maybe she had to hide it or something. I think she had to hide it.
Okay.
I love that now. It's just like it's just kind of the regular lights are on. This whole time it's looked like this crazy concert. Now it's just like, oh, just people.
Okay. You know what, Queens? If it's a sob story you want, I will give you one. Are you sure, Catherine?
Are you sure you don't want to just stick to backing vocals? You know, where you belong? No. You're right. I should sing a song. It's only fair. Go on, Queens. Take a seat. Go on. Hey.
I love her vibe is kind of just like, look, I just came in at the end of this thing. Like, he was almost at, I don't know, man. Like, all this stuff. I got nothing. I think she already been married before too, and it was like, it is what it is. I really don't want this. Love her boots though. Just notice her boots. Love her boots.
Everyone, is it okay if we try something a little bit different tonight? Hey, hi, could I get that beautiful light back? Thank you. And Joan, could you give me a cute little B flat major 7? Perfect.
It kind of works that we haven't really heard much from her. I don't really hear much from each queen until it's their turn. Because she has to kind of been like, all right, I'm staying out of it. You know, they got a lot of baggage to work through. When it's finally their turn, she's like, maybe we could all just hang out. We're all girls that were hurt. We shouldn't turn on each other. We should say fuck him and then have a slumber party.
So, just for a bit of context, I've actually had my fair share of marriages. Something Henry and I have in common, I guess. Though, unlike him, I did manage to get through them without decapitating anyone. I know, gold star for Kathy Parr. But the thing is, they had this really annoying habit of passing away, so as well as dealing with, incapacitating grief, I also had to keep finding new husbands to avoid being ostracized. Yeah.
It's fun that her talking now is a lot more of a natural performance because I know her inspiration was from Alicia Keys and a girl whose name I don't remember and also didn't know, so I can't really comment so much on that. But, when you see Alicia Keys in concert, it's going to be very kind of stripped down. My sister just told me. It's not going to be as much like crazy costumes or flashing lights or all these things. It's going to be a lot of just like music, piano, girl talking to you kind of thing. It's more sort of, you can connect a little bit more with the artist and they try to do the same with you. Which I always think is fun. I love seeing big rock concerts, but I always like ones that are tiny as well. Like when my dad, I didn't get to go when my dad and sister went and saw Cat Stevens at a theater in LA that always does musicals, the Pantages. For some reason he was playing there, and he spent like 10 minutes to talk about Judy Hopps from Zootopia and how much he loves her. That's adorable. Random note. But I like that she's speaking just very much. It's been such a big performance up until now with like goofy puns or whatever, but it felt like that's how it should be. We were looking at masks. We were looking at larger than life historical figures. And maybe because we, as if we're just kind of random people watching, don't know as much about Catherine Parr, there was a little bit of like, hi, you don't know me, let me introduce myself. Let me kind of just chat with you for a second. And speaking about Henry, less as a, as this either a strong storm of a man who they loved or hated or were killed by, or a monster they deal with, more of just like, yeah, I had a lot of marriages, so did he, it was a problem. Like, it was just, he feels more like a guy. And that's interesting, which toward the end of his life, he's just a guy slowly dying.
Tudor womanhood. To avoid being ostracized. Yeah. Tudor womanhood. Would recommend. And then, one day, finally, I meet this guy, Thomas. He seemed like he might stick around for a while, and you guessed it, he turned out to be the love of my life. I know, right? We had this plan to get married, actually. That's when Henry turned up, single and ready to make an unsuspecting woman his wife.
Just my luck. So that was that. I had to write a letter to Thomas, ending things. Dear Tom, you know I love you, boy, in every single way. Though I love you, boy, I'll miss you every day. Oh, I love you, boy. I wish that I could stay with you and keep the life I made with you. And even though this feels so right, I'm holding back the tears tonight. It's true, I'll never be over you, 'cause I have built a future in my mind with you. And
This is so interesting to have, and just framing this on, but to have the last wife singing a love song to somebody else. Because like we've seen what Henry has taken from each of these women, you know, their status and safety and title and head and dignity, and even someone like Jane, it was the woman was always either just trying to make it work because you have to make it work, or wanting this life with him. Whereas now this time around, it's just like, no, she was gonna have this life. It was like he stole her happiness with somebody else. He stole her potential life with somebody. And that's a little bit different. I'm not gonna say we're not playing the game if we did it worse, but it's different. And very sad. And it's always a thing where I wonder, and maybe I'll look it up after, or who knows if historians know for sure, but like, is this something that Henry knew? Did Henry care? If you knew, why would you want someone to marry you if they were in love with someone else? Even if love is not really what you give a shit at this point in life, you just kind of need, like, I don't know, a parent for your kids. You're the king, you can get a lot of people. They don't have much of a chance to say no to you. Why pick someone who already is in love with somebody else? Maybe you're just bitter and you wanted someone else to be miserable. Maybe you didn't know.
the future in my mind with you. And now the hope is gone, there's nothing left for me to do. You know it isn't true, but I must say to you that I don't need your love. No, no, I don't need your love. No, no, it'll never be better than it was. No, no, but I don't need your love. No, no.
I have a friend with benefits.
God, I hate these commercials. I hope to one day. Hey, I started a Patreon, guys. Go follow me. I have to want to make enough on Patreon that I could get YouTube with no commercials. That would be lovely. But until then, we're stuck with this. The piano, the way it's playing now, is interesting. It's just very. The piano doesn't seem to match what she's singing. I don't know.
No, you that I don't need your love. No, no, I don't need your love. No, no, it'll never be better than it was. No, no, but I don't need your love. No, no.
A piano sounds kind of weird. They don't just like. I want chords to be happening. It just doesn't sound like right. Maybe it's supposed to sound unsatisfying because in that moment, so is she. I don't know. If so, that's very clever, but I want chords to be happening because it would sound pretty. That I don't need your love is interesting because I think it could work on a lot of levels here. Like either talking to, was it Thomas? Talking to him saying basically like, I don't need your love as in let me go. Just move forward because we can't have what we planned. It can't be like we had thought. Or she's talking to Henry going like, I don't need you to pretend like this is anything because it's never going to be what I actually had. It's not going to be what you actually had with maybe one of your other wives. So let's just like, if this is what we have to do, let's just get through it. Don't pretend to love me. Yeah.
I've got no choice. With the king I stay alive, never had a choice. Been a wife twice before, just to survive. I don't have a choice. If Henry says it's you, then it's you.
She's like the other side of the coin from Anne of Cleves, where it's when you have all the money, you don't need to have things like a marital status to keep you safe and protected in society. You can do whatever the fuck you want. She doesn't have that luxury.
Have a choice. If Henry says it's you, then it's you. No matter how I feel, it's what I have to do. But if somehow I had that choice, no holding back, I'd raise my voice. I'd say, Henry, yeah, it's true. I'll never back up, cause I am not your toy to enjoy till there's something new. As if I give my boy, my work, my dreams to care for you. Darling, yeah, there's nothing you can do.
I like that because I was just thinking about how she was out here by herself. Maybe in this moment, it's just like, hey, we can stop and think about, we don't have to keep focusing on how traumatized we were and horrible things happened to us. Let's take our time and imagine what could have happened if we had the ability to say no or choose our fate.
I don't need your love. No, no, I don't need your love. No, no, there's nothing left to discuss. No, cause I don't need your love. No, no. But the thing is,
They're not playing backup dancers, they're just kind of being themselves, and if they back up dance, it's because they choose to back up dance.
I can't say that. Not to the king. So this is goodbye. All my love.
I can't say goodbye to the person I don't want to be with, so I have to say goodbye to the person that I'm actually safe with, because it's the only person I can't say goodbye to. Ugh.
So I sent that letter to my love, got married to the king, the one who survived. I told you about my life.
And for a second, it sounded almost Hamilton-ish. It did for like a little, just a fraction of a second, it sounded like Eliza.
So I sent that letter to my love, got married to the king, the one who survived. I told you about my.
So it sounded like Angelica there. I'm trying to remember what, it's been a minute since I've watched or listened to Hamilton, but it sounded like a second of a Hamilton song. Speaking of, with shows like that I never know, let me know if you guys want me to ever cover shows that I know and have seen before. I certainly know that I notice more when I watch it here in this way. So if you guys ever want detailed thoughts on stuff like Hamilton or like Spring Awakening or whatever, just stuff I've seen before, let me know.
But why should that story be the one I have to sing about just when I'm out? That's not my story. There's so much more reason that I was a writer. I wrote books and songs and meditation, fought for female education. So all my women could independent space richer.
That was like 5 seconds of Destiny's Child there.
I even got a woman to take my picture. Why can't I tell that story? 'Cause in the story
Yeah, they said at the beginning how they were going to show us that they're more than just names in a rhyme, yet all they've done is define themselves by what he did to them.
Wait, I don't get it.
Okay, look. Why does anyone know who we are?
My sixth finger?
Put it away, babe. Okay, let me put it a different way. Okay, who was Henry VII's wife? I don't know. Anyone? I don't know. Okay, who was Henry VI's wife? I don't know. Let me put it a different way. Okay, who was Henry VII's wife? I don't know. Anyone? I don't know. Okay, who was Henry VI's wife?
Marguerite of some French place, I think. Might be mixing it up with Fifth. They had Shakespeare plays written about them. Especially Fifth, he had a Kenneth Branagh film about him. And Laurence Olivier, but whatever. I think he had a... Henry V had a Catherine? He had a Catherine. I could be wrong.
I don't know. And Henry V's wife? We don't know. Catherine de Valois.
There you go, Catherine.
I mean, we don't know. The point is,
She's like, I read the Shakespeare play.
the only reason these people have come here tonight is because once upon a time,
The same guy fell in love with us.
right? Wait, isn't there a
Ooh, I'm trying to be patient with you. We love all slime tutorial. Brave souls. Please stop moving your fucking camera. Because I can't stand the sound. It's starting to really irritate. Please stop. I just don't like the...
bigger problem here?
The dissolution of the monasteries.
No. I'm talking about us, because as soon as we get together as a group,
Everyone notices Jane can't dance!
that's exactly what I'm
I don't want to say anything. She's doing fine. She was doing fine.
talking about. We compare ourselves. And when we're the 6 wives of Henry VIII, we each become just that.
One of his wives.
Stop moving the fucking camera.
6.
I love the very subdued 6. That's cute.
Oh my god, I get it. Since the only thing we have in common is our husband, grouping us is an inherently comparative act, and as such it necessarily elevates a historical approach ingrained in patriarchal structures.
So basically, we're stuck. What a waste of time.
Just hang out. Just have a good time.
Well, I guess there's not much we can do about it now.
Remember your castle. There we go. I can tell if Catherine Parr has an idea and she's like, just doesn't want to overstep again. Or if she's just like, I just wanted to point out this is all bad. I have no alternative. I just wanted to point it out.
PetSmart Charities and Hill Science Diet invite you to join us for National Adoption Week. PetSmart, anything for pets.
New matcha foam cleanse whisks away impurities. Infused with Japanese ceremonial.
You know what? I wish that, like, before we spent the whole show competing, we'd realized it would turn out to be such a mess.
Yeah, because then if we had realized, then we could have done something else, like maybe a fake competition to show everyone how messed up comparing us is.
then we could have found some cool way to, like, I don't know, reclaim our stories or, like, all become the leading ladies. Like, and then we could have found some cool
Sorry, I just knocked. I moved and I knocked over my computer.
way to, like, I don't know, reclaim our stories or, like, all become the leading ladies. Blah blah blah.
We could have done that as a song.
Oh, that would have tied everything together so neatly. If only we'd have thought of it before.
This is the remix.
So we had no choice.
But now it's us alone.
So we got no choice.
No, we've got no choice.
We're taking back the microphone. I'm gonna raise my voice. They always said we need your love, but it's time for us to rise up. It's not what went down in history, but tonight I'm singing this for me. Henry, now too many times it's been told, and I am carrying up love stories to get old. And
They're in like full girl group mode now.
it gets tough, but I got to let your love run on. We're taking back control. You need to know I don't need your love. No, no.
I was asking if there are still girl groups anymore, but I'm sure there are. I guarantee there are. I just don't know any of them.
Need your love, love, love. Can't let you never us. No, no. I don't need your love, love, love. I don't need your love, no, 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 no. I don't need your love, no, I don't need your
I need to see her in everything. No, I just need to see. I'm trying to figure out what role I want to see her in. Maybe I just don't know enough shows. Fast forward to the next.
We have a voice. We said, we have a voice.
And you know what? We might just be remembered for being married to the same man.
But why does anyone give a who he is?
He is continental campaigning.
Is religious reform? Well, actually,
Well, now's not the time, Catherine. Or do you think it might be? I don't know. Because of his 6'1". So, New York, before we go, what do you think? Are you ready for our royal happy ever after? Well, we don't have one. We wish we could tell you our lives had happy endings.
But in reality, they didn't.
And there's nothing
Yeah, you're on Broadway. Make it up. It's what Broadway is for.
we can do to change that.
Ever. Oh, wait! This is our show, and we can literally have whatever ending we want.
I think it's cute. I feel like this is kind of earned. I feel like they're allowed to have their moment. If it's like, fuck it, let's make fanfic of ourselves because we can. I feel like that could have come off as lame, but I feel like we earned it.
New York, seeing as there's 5 minutes left in the show,
We decided to give you our own
slightly edited version.
of what actually went down all those years ago.
Because, after all, we're
Hey, fake versions are fun. I love the show The Great. I haven't finished it. I don't finish any shows. I love the show, what I've seen of the show The Great. I don't care what reality was. Screw reality.
Of a kind, no category. Too many years lost in his story. We're free to take our crowning glory.
Those two.
With crispy chicken in a sweet spicy sauce, Olive Garden's new Calabrian hot honey chicken bites. Bite.
Just rewind a minute. Again, feel free to join my Patreon or donate to the channel. I need to get rid of commercials on YouTube.
Many years lost in his story. We're free to take our crowning glory. For 5 more minutes.
Hey, take your own. There you go. Oh, it's 5 minutes of fame, but it's their. They choose the fame that is theirs for this 5 minutes. I like that. That's cute. I like that they have an arm around their predecessor.
All right, Queen, shall we do a little history right? Yeah, everybody, you go first. Oh, yes, I could afford a change. Let's go! Here we go! He's out now on one knee, but I said no way. Pack my bags and move into another ray. Join the gospel choir, our wrists were on fire. At the top of the charts is where I'm gonna stay.
I think I've heard just that verse before. This is done. I might try to go find that because I think it was of a touring cast, and I just remember the Catherine was unbelievable. Maybe I can find that clip just to highlight her because she was so good. Anyway, I love that it's not the he didn't leave me. It's the like you guys over there. I said nah, I'm good. I'm gonna go do my own thing with a thing I love, which is my church.
I changed a couple words, put it on a circuit beat. The song was so right, explaining how I was nine, and now I'm writing lyrics for Shakespeare. Since my first song,
Totally makes sense. We're gonna let time go. It's fine.
our family's grown. We made a band and got quite well known.
Your dreams be the Partridge Family. Fucking course it is.
Call us the Tudor Von Trumps. I'm kidding! We're called the Royaling Stones.
Hey, she's a cool mom.
I no category. Too many years lost in history. We're free to take our crown and glory for 5 more minutes. We're 6. All right, what a shame that my face, it cost me the crown. So I moved to the in my hometown. His friends were super arty, but I showed them how to party. Now on my tour of Russia, everybody gets you down. Music man.
Just open up all the awesome nightclubs.
And tried it on, but I was like, so I thought, who needs him? I can give it a try. I learned everything, now all I do is sing. And I'll do that until I die. Heard all about these rockin' chicks, love every song and each remix. Well, I went out and found that, and we laid down an album. Now I don't need your help. All I need is 6. We're one of kind, no category. Too many years lost in history. We're free to take our crown and glory for 5 more minutes. We're 6. Oh, we're 6. Oh, we're 6.
It is very now 4 minutes. I think it's cute that like we've got the acoustic now, little 6 in the background. It's still the concert lighting, but it is a little bit lighter, sort of like you would get at an encore. The pyrotechnics are done, but we've got a little encore thing, which who doesn't love those? I will say I do love that now nowadays concerts, you can always look up. I mean, it's like I both hate it and love it that you can look up the set list, just because then I can see, like, do I need to stay or can I leave early to avoid crowds and whatnot. But and again, I've been to a concert, so I think the last concert I went to was like a year and a half ago. It was Modest Mouse doing the 10th anniversary of like one of my favorite albums ever, so of course I stayed for the whole thing. But I'm seeing Weezer in September. Never seen them before. We'll see how that goes.
It's the end of the show of the history mix. We switch up the flow and we change the prefix. Everybody knows that we used to be 6 wives, but we want to say before we drop.
I like that now it's everyone's got their own spotlight. They're all equal.
The curtain, nothing is for sure, nothing is for certain. All that we know is that we used to be 6 but now we're one of a kind, no category. 2 many years lost in history, we're free to take our crown and glory for.
I wonder, depending on where you record this, depending on where you stage this, it must have to change somewhat about the lighting, because this is all very concert lighting. And if you don't have the lights to back it up, they really probably have to cut down a lot. To end a concert musical, you have to end it with confetti. That or explosions, but they probably won't let you do that. I mean, I actually found it. They did it. I guess this touring cast had a tiny desk for NPR. I just want to show it for a minute because I just thought this, they're doing the little story. I just think that this Catherine of Aragon's voice is really pretty. And she is very pretty.
He got down on one knee, but I said no way. Packed my bags and moved into a array. Joined the gospel choir, our riffs were on fire. At the top of the charts is where I'm gonna stay.
Henry sent me a poem about my green sleeves.
Joined the gospel choir, my wanna go first? Me. He got down on one knee, but I said no way. Packed my bags and moved into a array. Joined the gospel choir, our riffs were on fire. At the top of the charts is where I'm gonna stay.
Henry sent me a poem about my green sleeves. I changed a couple words, put it on a 6-week. Some blew their mind, this minute I was signed, and now I'm writing lyrics for Shakespeare. Since my
Still dumb. Oh, okay. I don't know why I thought you said Shakespeare B the first time. Shakes EP. Still dumb, but again, silly. We get it. I do actually think it sounds really pretty with the more stripped down music.
Our son, my family's grown. We made a band and got quite well known. You could perhaps call us the Tudor Von Tracks. Only kidding, we're called the Royal Lynch Stones.
I don't mind it when either this very meta changing history, but I don't even mind when they very overtly do it, you know, in things like, say, like Inglourious Bastards, where it's like, let's kill Hitler, because fuck you, we want to kill Hitler. And I'm like, yeah, do that, you should. I think it's fun. As long as everyone kind of knows that we're changing history. As long as you're not people who watch that movie and then think it's reality, then it gets scary. So, yeah, okay, that's 6. I liked it a lot more than I thought I would. The only thing, I still maintain that it's just, like, if it were playing nearby, I have to see how expensive tickets were, just because for the length, it's really just for the show length, for cost. If it costs as much as like any other Broadway show, it'd be a bit of a hard pill to swallow. I think that it did a good job of like there's definitely some corny stuff in here, but it knows when to take itself seriously. It knows when to let a moment sit, whether it's like serious or sad or whatever it may be. And I feel like even silly songs like Don't Lose Your Head, I feel like we got to really see into these people in really interesting ways. And yeah, the contest, nobody wins because y'all win. But there we go. That's it. That's 6. I hope you guys liked it. A little nervous. I'm curious about like who are the hardcore fans of this musical, like what kind of demographics they fit in. Are they history fans? Are they like historical fiction fans? Are they musical fans? Are they pop fans? A little bit of everything. I'm just kind of curious where like the core demographic lies in what little subcategory. I know people love, a lot of crazy romantic historical fiction stuff. I always struggle with that. I remember as a kid, even I would want to read like classics when I was, 10, but I had a rule of if there was a dress on the cover, I wasn't going to read it. It's very silly, but I was just like, nah, I don't want to read it. It's boring. But anyway, next, I immediately know what's going to be next because literally, when either, I can't remember if it was the day that I edited or posted part 1 of this show. I think it was when I was editing part 1. They released the Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals remounting over on StarKid, and I wasn't ready and almost stopped this to do that, but I didn't want to do that, so I'm doing this next. I'm gonna react to that. I'm very excited. For those who want to follow me on that journey, just as a heads up, I have very much seen The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals. I've seen it a ton of times. So full disclosure, I really am just going in there to do a lot of compare and contrast because I think that's the fun of seeing the different kind of choices they would make 10 years later with different budgets, different casts, different hindsight, knowing more about the characters, things like that. So if you want to join me on that, I would suggest either watching both versions or at the very least the first version, because I'm going to be doing just a lot of jumping back and forth to kind of compare the two. But thank you so much for joining me here. And yeah, have a good day, y'all. I always get a little nervous, excited when I start a new musical, but as I saw when I posted the first part of this, which was like the other day, you guys are always incredibly supportive and lovely and kind. Continue to post musical recommendations. I know like the next couple I want to do, but frankly, as we get toward the end of the next couple I want to do, what I truly might do is just make like a big spinner wheel of a bunch of different titles, just as many as y'all give me, and then just kind of spin it and react to whatever's on there. I did mention jokingly earlier, but I do now have a Patreon. It's very inexpensive. So that if I ever do run across one that for whatever reason I can't do on YouTube, I will be doing it over there. Yeah. So thanks so much for joining me, everyone, and I will see you next time. If you just watch my musical stuff, I will see you with The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals. And if not, I'll see you with, I don't know, whatever song or TV show I do next. Bye, everybody.